Hey Arlene, how are you? It's not a good morning for me. I know that I come on here when, it's good and I'm feeling good and everything's great. But I want you guys to remember that not every morning's a good morning. Not every morning's an easy morning. It's been a very challenging year for me. Trying to stay on track. There have been lots of things that's happened in my life. And I just lost another family member the other morning. And I guess maybe today it's hitting pretty hard. I also had to turn away some children that needed a place to live. I try really hard to be supportive of as many people as I possibly can. But when your life doesn't have the capacity to absorb everyone and everything that you want, it's like, what do you do? How do you deal with the fact that people need you and you have nothing left? Do you perish? Do I go back into my place where I, first began this horrible weight gain? Do I go and start reliving all the things that I'm not? Do I just break and just let it go and just, start eating and just hiding and allow the suicidal thoughts to come back? And I thought, I don't want to come on here and let you see me at a point of broken, but I want you to know that in this journey, I'm not always upbeat. I'm not always the person that has the answer. I'm not always the person that can help. And in those things, when I get broken and fear begins to set in, worry begins to set in, I have to overcome those challenges just like everybody else. And I have to keep pushing forward on the journey that I've chosen, because life happens and things come at you in a way to make you want to give up. If you don't have a reason to give up, life will give you 101 reasons. Just open up your eyes in the morning. It's on your phone, it's in your message, it's on your Facebook, it's on your Instagram, it's on your Twitter, and sometimes it's right in your very house. Sometimes it's because you don't have the capacity to give as much as other people need. And one of our biggest problems is we try to be everything to everybody and we forget the one most important person, and that's us. And we end up taking a backseat to everybody else, and we end up neglecting the one person that needs us the most, and that's ourselves. And sometimes you just get tired on this journey. And sometimes you just don't want to be strong. You just want to be plain, simple you. The you that is broken, the you that is hurt, the you that doesn't know what to do, when to do, and how to do it. Just plain, simple you. And I want you to know that it's okay to be that person. It's okay not to have the answer. And it's okay to be tired. It's okay. Because not every day you'll be tired. Not every day you won't have the answer. Not every day you'll be broken. And then not every minute of every day that you'll be broken. But know that there are times when you will be. And even in the midst of those times when you have to keep going. I'm on the treadmill because if I wasn't on the treadmill, I'd probably be in the kitchen. Or in my bedroom with a bag of chips or something like that. So I want you to know that even though you grow through pains and problems and challenges, keep moving forward. Get up, move. I'm going to get out the house. I'm going to go do something, and it doesn't have to cost money. Even if I got to go walk down the street and visit my neighbors, I'm not going to allow this to loom over me. I'm not going to allow this to consume my day, because if I stay here in this house, trust me, it's going to be a bad day that's going to get worse. And I want you to remember to put you first. I had to get up out of bed this morning. I didn't want to. I had to get the kids ready for school. I didn't want to. I had to walk them to the bus stop. I didn't want to. I had to communicate. I had to talk. I had to do all those things that I didn't want to. And I wished I could just stay in the bed and, get a drink. Go down to the street to the liquor store, get a drink. Yes, I'm a pastor, but it doesn't mean that sometimes I get in places that I don't want to feel, I don't want to know, and frankly, I don't give a gosh darn about anything, what anybody says or think. Know that you're going to have those days. Know that you're going to be in places that sometimes you just can't get out of for about 24 hours. It's okay to be there. It's just not okay to stay there. And know that in those times of brokenness and in those times of feeling unworthy and insufficient and like it's not going to work out today, it will. It'll get better. The sun will still rise and set. You'll still be able to breathe. You'll still be able to live. And know that this too shall pass. No matter how great, no matter who left you, who hurt you, who died. I want you to know that even in those times of struggle, you can still make it. You can still exercise. You can still eat right. And even if you don't, even if you have a hiccup and you fall short, and it's okay. It is okay. It is okay. And I want you to know to just be encouraged that there's going to be some really tough days, especially when they leave you. Have you ever found that when they leave you, you feel like there's something wrong with you, even though you knew it was them in the first place? Even though you knew that you shouldn't be with them in the first place? Because they showed you all the signs. You were just too afraid or not strong enough to let them go or to let them leave. They never made you feel good about yourself. They never, they always made you long for something better and something more. But they were never that. And then they left. Or you got the strength to leave. And then getting the strength to leave, and I'm talking to somebody, you long for them and you hurt for them and you want to call them, you want to text them, you want to be with them because you want them to feel better, but also you to feel better. But really it's about you and it's not about them. But one thing I want you to know, they'll probably go on and exist in your absence and be just fine. And maybe that's the biggest fear, is that they will be just fine without us, that they will find out that they didn't need us, and that we have to accept that and deal with that. But remember, when you're on this new journey, this journey is for you. And anything that doesn't mean you good means you harm. And if it meant you harm, you gotta let it go, because if not, you're gonna be on this journey for nothing, because you're gonna end up right back in the situation that you were in. And I know you love her, I know you love him, I know you love them, but sometimes you gotta cut them loose, because all they're gonna do, they're like a anchor in the life that you were trying to lead. You're fighting so desperately to get out. You didn't had surgery, you're eating right, you're exercising, or you're on your way into a better place, and then you decide, you know what, I'm gonna cut you loose. And then cutting you loose, it's a hurtful thing, but then they try to draw you back in. They show up at the door, they knock on the door, and let me talk to you, let me, I need you, and, let them go. And in all that, you have to accept the fact that you're going to be okay without them. If they leave, if they go, it's okay. Because many of us stay in relationships because we're not strong enough to leave. They're not the right relationship. They're not a good relationship. They're not even the best relationship. But we stay in them because we're too afraid to let it go. I want you to know that it's okay to let it go. Because if you don't let it go, you're literally going to die. Physically, emotionally, and mentally. You'll never be able to enjoy your new life. You'll never be able to get past what you see in the mirror, because they're going to constantly remind you that you're still not enough. Then when you become thinner, they're going to talk about all the parts of your body that even you have problems with. And they're going to keep bringing up to you how imperfect you are, and how worthless you are, and how no good you are, and you know better than what you were before. And then they'll even say that you look better fat anyway. Or you're still ugly, or you're still all those other things. And then life happens as well, and then we end up falling back into a cycle that may get us back into the place that we're trying to come out of. I want to talk to somebody this morning that it don't look good. That you're literally suffocating on the life that you have chosen, and you're not strong enough to let it go. I want to encourage you and empower you that you are strong enough to let it go. You're strong enough to tell them, I don't need you. Because literally, you are killing me with your presence. You make me feel bad about myself. You don't encourage me. And I don't feel good about the life that I've chosen. I've chose this life so that I can actually live and have a life. And if I continue on this journey with you, this life won't be worth living. And I'm going to wind up right back in those suicidal thoughts, right back into that depression, right back into self-loathing, right back into not feeling like I'm enough, right back into feeling like I am no good, and that I'll be desperately seeking for a life that I thought that I had acquired through this journey. I know you can do it. It's not an easy journey to let them go. But I promise you, if you let them go, cut them loose, oh my God, it will be hard. It will be a battle, but I promise you, you'll get through it. I'll help you get through it, because I have some bad days too. I have some days where I want to go back. I want to go back to the things I know did me no good. Because you hurt, you get lonely, you want support, you want somebody that's there, you want somebody that wants to encourage you, you want those things. And sometimes you want to go back, even though it was bad. You start telling yourself, well, it wasn't that bad. It was okay some of the times. We did have some good times. You reflect on all the good times that you had, but failing to forget that how many days did you suffer? How many days did you suffer? How many days were they not enough? How many days were you not enough? How many days were you imperfect? There was nothing right about you. You couldn't do nothing right. You couldn't say right, anything right. You couldn't look right. You were just worthless because they made you feel that way. Even though they may not have told you, they made you feel that way. They made you feel like you weren't important. They made you feel like you weren't valuable. And in them making you feel that way, you thought that. I want to encourage you to just let those people go. Let that place go. Let that thing go. Even if it's a child, let it go. Even if it's a parent, a sister, a brother, let them go. Because sometimes our very life depends on the people we allow in it. And if the people in our life are anchored to the life that we're trying to escape from, then we find ourselves straddling both worlds. Our new life that we're trying to acquire, that's going to help us to live, and the old life that deems to draw us back in. Because remember, we still have thoughts of who we used to be. We have to constantly wash our minds and know that we're valuable and that we're loved and that we're worthy and that we're worth every challenge, every pain, everything that we've been through. And if we don't know it, if we don't say it, if we don't believe it, what people say and what people do are going to draw us back into that life that we're so desperately fighting to get out of. And if we don't see the good, and if we don't cut those people off that are drawing us back and causing us hurt and pain, then we end up failing and we end up going back into the hell that we found. I said, my room is no longer going to be a room where I go in and I am depressed and I am sitting back there having suicidal thoughts and having worries and fears and don't want to leave or come out. The devil is a lie. And I may have bad days and I may have days that aren't good, but I'd be doggone, no, I'll be damned if I'm going to stay there. The devil is a lie. I'm going to come out of it kicking and screaming. I'm going to be like Indiana Jones, busting the doors open and saying, I don't think so, not today. I may be there for a minute, but I'm not going to stay there very long. And I want you to know one thing, that you have the power to change, transform, and get the hell out of where you find yourself. That means you no good. Don't stay there. Be very adamant about it. Be violent if you have to. Get the hell out, because I literally mean hell. Get out. And I'm not going to allow depression and fear to loom over. And I'm encouraging myself as I'm talking to you, because I'm starting to feel better. Because when I got on this live, I did not want to be here. And this is a place where we find ourselves so many times. And I just want to encourage you guys today. Don't allow the fear, the worry, what they said, what he said, whether they left or whether they stayed, whether they encouraged you or not. You got to really just tune them out. Tune them out. Because sometimes our very life depends on it, because we can find ourselves getting back into that place that we never want to go again. And I talk to people so many times and they said, I don't ever want to go back to who I used to be. I don't want to ever go back to not being able to be bedridden, to not being able to walk, to not being able, to drive my car, to not being able, just to do things on my own. And I tell you, fear literally crouches and waits for you to get into a area of situation, like the death of my cousin. So then the fear sets in. Oh, I'm 51, as most of you know. And it says, okay, you're old, you're going to die. You're going to die alone. Nobody's going to want you. It doesn't matter, that you've gone through this surgery. It doesn't matter that you feel like you look better. Obviously, you're not better, because you're still alone. Nobody wants you. And you know what? Honestly, you're ugly. Honestly, look at you. This is imperfect. That's imperfect. And your fears and your worries will begin to show you the things that you already have issues with. And the devil will plague your mind with thoughts of imperfectness. Everything that anybody has ever told you, everything that you always told yourself. And then you'll find yourself in a mode where life seems to be leaving you, and you're standing still, and that fear of that person not wanting to be in front of the camera but behind the camera begins to come up, and you begin to back off and shy away and go back into that hole of where you fought so hard to come out of. Don't do it. Don't allow anything that comes your way today, tomorrow, for the rest of your life to ever cause you to go back into that place of feeling not enough, of feeling unloved, of feeling imperfect, of feeling embarrassed. Wherever you find yourself in your journey, I don't care if your skin is sagging, I don't care if you got marks on your belly, I don't care what you look like. You're somebody's success. Because when they look at you, Somebody that's 400 pounds, look at somebody that's 300 pounds and say, I wish I was there. Somebody that's 300 pounds looks at somebody that's 200 pounds and says, I wish I was there. Somebody that's 200 pounds looks at somebody that's 100, or not 100 pounds, but in the 100s, say, I wish I was there. So no matter where you are, you're somebody's victory. Right where you started at before surgery, you were somebody's victory. So know that you are a victory to someone. And you have to speak over yourself. We're in a new month. We're in a month where blessings and favor are coming upon us expeditiously. I want you to speak over yourself. Basically, what you're saying about you is going to come to pass. So what are you saying about you? What do you look in the mirror and say about you? Do you say that you're beautiful no matter where you are? I don't care what he said. I don't care what she said. It don't matter that they left me. You got to say it till you believe it, because you know when you start saying it, you don't believe it. I'm just going to tell you the truth. You ain't going to believe it. You're going to have to keep saying it until you believe it. It's a process. So every day when you get up, look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself you are who you are. If you can't see it, put some pictures up of Kim Kardashian. I don't care. Put her up on your mirror and call her your name and say I'll put up Kim Kardashian and say, Adela, girl, you is fine in that pink dress with them platform heels, and girl, you're looking good with that wig on. Now you know you looking cute. When you walk into a place, heads gonna turn and eyes gonna see what Jesus has brought into the room. Whatever it is. Whoever it is. It may not be Kim. It ain't Kim from me, but I just thought that she was the quickest person that came into mind. If you can't see you in a victory, place a victory up before you and begin to speak that as your victory. Begin to speak over yourself, over your children, over your situation, over your finances, over your body, because a lot of us are struggling with finances. And I get it, boo. Trust me, I do. Begin to speak over your checkbook. Begin to speak over your wallet. Decree and declare that it is full in the name of Jesus, that it has no lack, and that no matter where you go or what you do, that there shall be nothing outside of your reach. Money is no option. No object. None. Begin to speak over your body. I just thank God that it's working according to the way it's supposed to work. And I thank you that it shrinks down expeditiously and that it looks perfect in everything that I wear. Even if I have a bikini on. If you can't look good in one, post a picture of somebody in a bikini and speak that is your body. You shall have it. Your body shall look like it. So if it doesn't look like it naturally, that somebody will come along and hand you a free ticket to get some free skin removal. I want you to know that you are what you believe. You are what you believe. Have you ever seen someone that you think may be too large, or you maybe think that's too skinny, or maybe it's not very pretty, but they have the confidence that can literally light up a room? You can have that same confidence. And I've seen them all the time. I still see them. There's some people on here that they're starting their journey, but they love them some them. You got to love you some you. You could take a definite lesson from them. We all can. Love you some you. And don't be embarrassed about loving you. Because loving you is what got you here. Loving you is what got you on this journey. Loving you enough to do you better. Now you got to carry it all the way around. You got to love you more than your children. You got to love you more than your husband. You got to love you more than your wife. You got to love you more than your mother, your job. You have to love you more than the things around you. Because guess what? If there ain't no you, there ain't nothing to love anyway. So love you. Love you. Put some time and attention on you. Don't just go have the surgery and forget about you. You got to keep you at the forefront of your mind. You got to keep you in the forefront of your mind. What you wear, what you eat, how you look, how you feel. You need to do a temperature check on yourself every morning and say, how do you feel, Adela? How's your body feeling? How's your hair looking? Do you need to go get you some new shoes? I mean, love you, spoil you, be your own sugar daddy and sugar mama. Come on now. And if you can do that for you, then you won't be dependent on somebody else to do it. And that's our problem, is we tend to depend on others to glorify us, others to affirm us, and others to get us feeling better about us. And really the most important person to get you feeling good about you is you. And if you not gonna do it, who gonna do it? Because again, if somebody tells you you look good and you don't think you look good, then it doesn't matter what they're saying. But if you believe it, you is receiving it. But if you ain't believing it, you ain't gonna receive it. So you are your best encourager. You are your best advocate. You are your best encourager. And you're also your best enemy. So what are you going to say over you? What are you going to speak to you? What are you going to say about you? Because even in the tears and in the heartache and in the pain, I mean, sometimes you just got to go in the bathroom of the restaurant or of the wherever you are and begin to speak faith-filled, encouraging words to your doggone self. Because sometimes that's the only way we can get out of the hell that we find ourselves in. Sometimes we slip into that hell. Sometimes we think ourselves into that hell. Sometimes we worry ourselves in that hell. And sometimes situations happen in our life that get us into that hell. No matter how you slipped into it, encourage yourself right back out of it. Step out of it one step at a time, one encouraging word at a time, and continue on until you feel better. Because the enemy not going to leave just because you tell him to go. But you got to, like the word of God says, that it slays the enemy and it heals you. So begin to speak those words over you. Encourage yourself in the Lord. And you will be empowered to get out of the hell that you find yourself in. Not always going to be a good day. Not always going to be a good day. A great day. But it's always a day that you have the power, the ability to be able to pull yourself out of where you find yourself. Amen. I just want to encourage you guys today. I encourage myself by talking to you. So I don't, that thing stops abruptly. And I had to keep going. I had to keep, working out. I had to, because if I didn't, like I said, I'll end up in the kitchen. I may not have been able to eat much, but I sure would have made me something that tastes good that wasn't good for me, but it sure was going to taste good. And then at the end of that, I was going to have a cycle of feeling bad about it. And then I was just, over and over again. But I just want to encourage you guys, and anybody that's going to have surgery, anybody that's had challenges in surgery or before surgery, I just want to pray God's hand over your life. I want to pray that the enemy is turned back from you. And I just want to thank God for connecting us together. But I know that God is with you. He is with you every step of the way. That fear or worry shall not loom over you at all in the name of Jesus. And I come in agreement with each and every one of you for the will of God to take place in your life. I pray healing over your mind, your body, and your spirit. So if you're before the journey or after the journey, I pray God's anointing fall upon you and heal you in ways that you didn't even know that you were broken. And Father, I just thank you that the enemy is turned back, that he cannot bring on a spirit of fear, a spirit of anxiety, a spirit of worry, a spirit of depression, a spirit of suicide, a spirit of lack, a spirit of not feeling enough. I come against it with the blood of Jesus. And Father, I just thank you for covering your precious people. I thank you, Lord God, that they have joy and unspeakable joy. And I thank you, Father God, for all that you're doing in and through your people. And I thank you in Jesus' mighty name. Guys, know that I love you. If you need anything, reach out to me. Become my friend on Facebook. If you need anything, I'm always available by messenger. If you need to talk face to face, I'm here for you. Know that I'm constantly praying for you, and know that this is not the end, but it's the beginning. And if you're in a mode where you're feeling sad or depressed, knowing that allow those things to be pruned off of you so that God can propel you to the next level. And I think I heard a pastor say it this morning. I may have posted it on my page, that God aims to bring you up a level, but he has to grow you through these times so that you can be strong enough to withhold the blessings and favor that he's going to pour out into your life. So if you want somebody new, If you want trying to get rid of those individuals that mean you no good, God has to strengthen you. He has to pull you out of that relationship. He has to pull you out of those places so that you can be strengthened and prepared. You got to clear the way so that what is coming will have a nice clean space. You don't want it crowded up. It's kind of like being in one relationship and thinking about leaving but not leaving, and then somebody else comes along but your heart is still attached to that other person. You're going to overlook the one thing that God has for you, and it'll be a blessing for you, but you end up losing it or not even paying attention to it because you haven't let go of the thing that God's trying to get out of your life. Let the door close. Let it close, because if God had wanted it to be open, it would never be closing. So let the door close. Get your foot out of the door. Yes, it's going to hurt. Yes, it's going to impale you. Yes, it's not going to be the greatest thing, but I guarantee you that every single day it's going to get better. And if you continue to move forward and be focused on you, because this is a time to be focused on you, it's a metamorphosis. You're going into a cocoon and you're going to be metamorphosized. And when you step out, you're going to be a brand new person. You're going to be a different person. And those things that used to impale you, hurt you, depress you, and hold you down are not going to be able to do it anymore. Not even the same people. But you got to be willing to go into the cocoon. And in that, there is some transformation. And it's not comfortable. It don't feel good. My God, it doesn't feel good. But if you allow it to happen on the other side of that, just like surgery, life is going to be good. It's going to be good. I know you can't see your life without them, but you know what? They is going right on with their life without you. And sometimes they going right on with their life with you in it. You just haven't had the strength to walk away. But I'm praying for you that you will gather the strength that you need. Depend on God to give you that ability to be able to walk away. Because sometimes walking away is really the strongest thing you have to do. And once you do that, it's kind of like being in the midst of a bad odor. Once you walk away, the sensation of it is gone. Just walk away. Some of you need to just cut them loose. Some of you need to leave. It don't matter that your name is on the house. Walk away, because your life is more valuable than money. Because if you stay there, you're going to die. Some of you need to just get out. It's okay that your name is still on the car. Let them have it. Credit ain't never saved nobody. Okay? Let me just tell you that. Credit ain't saved nobody. So if you stand for any reason, let me just tell you this. You're basically saying that this is worth my very life, because you find yourself in a situation that aims to kill you and you feel like dying every day. You have to let it go. I don't know who I'm talking to this morning. You have to let it go. Let it go. It doesn't matter that your name is on it. It doesn't matter that you've poured all of it in. It doesn't matter. Because you can rebuild again. You can't rebuild if you're dead. But you can rebuild if you're alive. One of the things is you knew what it took to get it. You are strong enough to acquire it. So guess what? You still have that ability in you. And if you trust God enough to step out of the boat and step away, He'll give you everything that you need in which to give you better and give you more. Let it go. Let them go. Let them have it. It is not worth your life. It's okay. I had to do that. I had to walk away from a business. I had to walk away from a house. I had to walk away because I wasn't going to kill myself, but I was going to kill them. And then killing them, my life really is over because I'd go to jail. See what I'm saying? It just wasn't worth it. So I had to walk away. And it wasn't comfortable when I walked away. I didn't walk away and, everything was great. But it got better. And throughout that journey, I learned a lot about me. I learned a lot that I'm strong enough to survive this. You need to be strong enough to survive this. And then you are. Because if you're at that impasse, if you're at that crossroad, you're strong enough to survive it. You have exactly what it takes. And my prayer is that you will recognize the people that God places on your path. And they're going to use their power, their ability, and their influence to help you, to bless you, and empower you. And I'm one of the people that God has placed on your path. So walk away. Lay the keys down, the credit cards, the bank account. Walk away. Because without life, you can't start over. But if you're still breathing, you can start over. You still have the wisdom. You still have the physical strength. You can start over. I want to encourage you to walk away. I don't know who it is I'm talking to, but your very life depends on you walking away and letting it go. I had to accept the fact that I couldn't give those children what they needed. And I want to also remind you of one thing. Not everybody is your assignment. Not everything you do is your assignment. If you take it upon you to do, you see a need and you going to fill it, first of all, is that your assignment? Because if it's not, you getting in the way of somebody else's assignment, and they need to be blessed. So you need to get out of the way. Sometimes you just got to know when to get out of the way, even if it's your own children. You got to know to get out the way. And sometimes you just can't. And it's okay. I have to be okay with I just can't take care of these 3 children. I can't give them what they needed. At the end of the day, is it my assignment? Because to be able to travel, to be able to move around and do what I know God called me to do, I can't do it. I want to do it. There's so many things I want to do. I want to help. I want to be. I can't do and be who I want to be. I got to be and do what God has called me to do. Like getting on this live. I didn't want to get on here and show y'all my vulnerability. With my stocking cap on my head. Come on now. I want to always be on here and be perfect, but guess what? I am not always perfect. I'm perfectly imperfect, but I'm not always perfect. And so I want you to see the good, the bad, the ugly part of me, so that you know that this journey is not just a easy breezy. It's the battle, and it's tough. And anybody that told you took the easy way out, show me who they are so I can slap them, because that's a lie. It ain't easy. It's expensive. It's expensive physically, emotionally, mentally, and financially. It's a tough journey. And if they don't know it, ain't nobody care anyway. Who are we trying to prove to them that we are tough? Yeah, that's not even worth your time. Your time is too valuable for that. So just set them over to a side. You got to know how to tune people out. This is the side where I had a vestibular ocular reflex, and I hear less on this side. So the people I really don't want to hear, I always put them on this side. Like people that know me, they'll say, which side should I talk to you on? And it's always my right side. So when people come to me that I really don't want to hear them, I put them on the left side. And I just smile, and I have no idea what they're saying half the time, especially if there's noise going on. But you have to learn how to silence everybody's voices. Sometimes you got to silence that inner voice that tells you you're not enough, because that's definitely not the voice of God. But I want to encourage you today that you are strong enough to get through this. You are strong enough. You are. I know you don't believe it. I know you're sitting there crying and said, I don't know how I can do it. I'm nothing without them. I need them. And, without them, I'm going to die. I'm just going to let you know that with them, you're going to die. You may not die physically, but you will die emotionally and mentally. And when you are crazy, there really is no life. So you got to let them go. It's going to hurt, but I promise you, after a while, it's going to get easier. It's going to get easier. It's going to get easier until one day, like when I look at my ex, I hope nobody know him. I'm like, was I crazy? I even asked him one day, have you always been this stupid? I cried for you for a long time. Have you always been this stupid? He was, and still is. Love him to death. He's a great guy. He's just not good for me. And I realized that. So you'll get there, I promise you. It took me a while. I want to say it probably took me a year or so. And finally, I just had to really give my own self a swift kick in the butt, because if I stayed there, I was not going to survive, because it wasn't good. It wasn't all good. It was really bad. So you're in that situation. I know you're crying. I know you're hurting. And I know it's been, I don't know, maybe a few hours, maybe a few days. Stop texting, stop calling. It's like a drug. You have to wean yourself from it. You have to let it go. Because if you don't ever detach completely, you'll never disconnect. Never. And sometimes you just have to go cold turkey. I used to smoke like 35 years ago, and I'm one of those people. I got to go cold turkey. If I don't go cold turkey, I'm always gonna go back. So I have to go cold turkey. And I literally just pulled up anchor. And people are like, well, what? Wait, what's going on? I mean, I ghost on you. If I know it's done and it's over, I may not want to do it, but I got to go ghost. Why? Because if I don't ghost, I'm going to stay in there knowing that it's not good for me, knowing that I shouldn't be there, knowing that I should be gone. If I stay attached to it, I'm not going anywhere because you need me. I have something for you. You're better for me. You need this, so I need to do that for you. You know, any problem, and I'm looking to fix something for you, even though you don't value me. I'm doing it because I want you to see my value. I want you to know how valuable I am. But I want to tell you this: if you're trying to show somebody that you're valuable and they haven't already realized it, you can work until the day you die. They'll never value you in the way you deserve to be valued because they don't value you. Doesn't matter what you do. They don't value you. They're not going to value you no matter how long you stay there, no matter how much you do, no matter how much you forgive, no matter what you do. They is not going to value you. They're not going to value you because you change your hair. They're not going to value you because you lose weight. They're not going to value you because you clean the house, you pay the bills. They're not going to value you because you get on your knees at night during sick. They're not going to value you. I'm just saying. So no matter how long you stay there, you will still be no more than who you are. Because if it's been this long, and I'm telling you, long and painful, they're not going to value you. You got to walk away. I hope I encourage you today, and I can still sense that you're not willing to let go, whoever you are, and there may be more than one. But if you don't leave, you're not going to make it. I want you to reach out to me. I want you to call me. I want to talk to you and be there as a support for you throughout this ordeal, because I know you're out there, and I know there's more than one, and it's not just women. I know there's a man out there too, or two. Allow me to help encourage you and empower you, because there's some deep, dark moments that you're gonna grow through. I always say grow through, because if we can grow through them, then we're being strengthened, we're being empowered, we are continuing to grow, and we're not gonna be dwarfed in the problem. So I want you to grow through this challenge. So reach out to me. I want to talk to you, because you don't know how you're gonna make it and how you're gonna do it. But I want to encourage you that I know you can and that you will. So call me. Reach out to me. Inbox me. You know we got Messenger. You don't need my number. You can call me on the phone right through Messenger. Reach out to me. First, let me know that you're calling. And then after that, we can connect. Let me know that you saw me here on the live, because I see you. So I know where you are. I know it's a difficult task. But let me help you. Let me help you. I'm going to pray that God strengthens you to be able to do what He has already told you to do. I don't have to tell you. I'm just coming in to confirm that dream you had, that voice you heard, and what you already know. That's all I'm here doing. And showing you what the Spirit can take you through. The spirit of depression, the spirit of fear, the spirit of worry. But I'm also on here to confirm that you already know what God has told you to do. Your very life depends on you getting out. You and your kids getting out. Just you getting out. Get out. Leave it behind. It is not worth your life. Guys, I love you. Call me. Call me. Text me. Inbox me. I want to talk to you. I want a video chat with you, because I know who you are. I love you guys. Have a wonderful, prosperous day. And as always, if you need anything, reach out anytime. Become my friend on Facebook. I'm always here anytime you need me. I have an assignment. I have a journey. This is the journey I'm on. My assignment is to help you grow through whatever it is that you're growing through, and to continue to empower you that this journey may not be easy, but along the way, God has placed me on your path to help you out, to help get you, to help you see your value and your worth. And if I can't do nothing at all but help just one person, my life has been worth living. Today, you seeing me wiping snot off my nose and with the stocking cap on. Okay, sister looking crazy. It's worth it all. I'm perfectly imperfect and I'm okay with that. There's not always good days. Not all days are good. But I have the power to change it. That's what's powerful. I love you guys. Have a good day. Call me.